I never eat raw onions because, first of all, they are very much wind producing, very Vata producing, and then leading also to more tamasic attitude, because that gas is then disturbing many things, leading, for example, to constipation, which really then is like a pathway towards depression, or leading to disturbances in the fire element, which leads to more anger, for example. So that is there. But that being said, we also can then see that, yeah, some people can still do it, and eat really, let's say, bad food or food which is anyhow quite disbalancing, and still they remain quite balanced. So to some degree this has to do with their own particular body type, which maybe can more easily take care of it. And to some degree also we can see that our body does have the ability to kind of counterbalance whatever imbalance we bring to it. That is definitely so. Some, let's say, gas-producing foods we can manage. The body can manage and somehow, deal with it. Or some other foods which are somehow very heavy to digest, okay, we can bring up the power to digest it anyhow. So the body will always try to do its best to compensate whatever imbalance is coming in the doshas. But depending on the body type and depending also on age, this capacity gets less. So also in that way, a little bit the older we get, if already at a young age we are a little bit having some Vata problems, then we have to know that, okay, we have to get the hang of this. We have to figure out how to deal with food and some other things also, in order to keep Vata balanced as much as possible. Otherwise, in older age, it will become quite impossible to manage. Another understanding that is, however, there is that whenever we try to balance ourselves through our food, we never should become too much, let's say, extreme about it. Because then we will also destroy to some degree that natural capacity of our body to balance any imbalance. Because that capacity also depends on, let's say, the experience that the body has with it. If the body never has to deal with raw onion, then if for some reason somehow some raw onion comes in anyhow, maybe you did not notice it was somewhere in a salad or something, then the body will have very hard time to deal with that. So definitely to have a quite good variety in whatever it is that we are eating, and not to become overly religious about it, not to, just limit ourselves to foods that are really easy to digest and not creating any imbalances. That is actually making us also weak, Our capacity of our body to respond to any threat, let's say, to any imbalance is being reduced by it. So that is the same actually when it comes to the input of the environment, in general. If we always stay in a very quiet place and we don't allow any sound, we'll become very sensitive to any sounds. So in that way, these things, we try to manage so that they do not bring any big imbalances, and definitely not in a chronic way. But that's all. For the rest, it should not be given too much attention, especially also now because, as I said, anyhow the imbalance only becomes a problem if you identify with it. If in your mind you go along with it, if you start adding to it, then a little bit of raw onion can become a really big problem.